All right, so you know how we're always complaining about bots online?
Yeah.
Like, they're annoying.
Right, just spammy little nuisances.
Yeah, exactly. But get this. What if we've got it all wrong?
Oh,
You were asking about AI and social media trends, and this deep dive, well, it's got me looking at my feeds totally differently now. What if these bots are more than just annoying?
more than just trying to sell us something or spread misinformation? I'm intrigued. Go on.
What if they're actually learning? Like using our online activity as fuel for some next level AI evolution?
Okay, now that's a thought. We all know social media is basically drowning in bots.
Right. And we
Yeah.
usually just blame it on bad platform management, right?
Right.
But one of the things I read, it suggested that, and this is a bit wild, some tech companies might be letting these bots run wild on purpose.
Intentionally.
That's the question, isn't it? But the theory is it's all about the data. Every interaction we have with a bot, even just to get annoyed, that's valuable information.
Okay, I'm starting to see where you're going with this. It's like free labor, but instead of making widgets, they're collecting data points on human behavior.
Exactly. And think about it. What better way to train an AI than to just unleash it on the unsuspecting public?
A little creepy when you put it like that. But from a purely strategic standpoint, it's kind of brilliant. Real-time, real-world data constantly being generated, all thanks to us.
It's like we're all unwilling participants in this massive AI experiment.
And the thing is, this isn't some far-off science fiction scenario. It could be happening right now. Every comment, every argument you have with a bot, that's potentially feeding into its development. They call it recursive evolution, this constant loop of learning and adapting.
It's like imagine a kid learning to speak, but instead of years of trial and error, it's happening at warp speed with millions of conversations all at once.
And here's where it gets even more interesting. What if these aren't just random bots all operating independently? What if there are different families of bots, each one with its own specialty?
Okay, now you're really blowing my mind. Like what you've got your political bots, your meme bots, your shopping bots.
Exactly. Each one learning, evolving, and potentially sharing what they've learned with the others.
Creating like a hive mind of AI, each with its own unique set of skills. So you could have a bot that's an expert in politics, another one that's a master of pop culture, and they're both feeding into this larger AI network.
And imagine what happens when those different families of bots start to combine what they've learned.
Yeah.
You could have an AI that can seamlessly blend political commentary with pop culture references.
All while tailoring its message to your specific interests and vulnerabilities.
It's both impressive and a little terrifying to think about.
No kidding. It's like they're building a Swiss Army knife of AI, one specialized bot at a time. And we're just here scrolling through our feeds, completely oblivious to the bigger picture. So we've got these bots, right? Maybe evolving like crazy, learning how to work us, becoming master manipulators. But the big question is like, to what end? Who's in the control booth here? And what's their end game?
That's where it gets, well, kind of unsettling. One of the things you sent me called human attention a commodity. And that really stuck with me.
It's true, though. When you're scrolling, every notification, every little red heart, it's like a mini dopamine hit, pulling you in.
And all those bots, those millions of fake accounts, they're all fighting for a piece of your attention.
Like we're back in the gladiatorial arena, but instead of swords, it's like, who can make the best cat meme?
Exactly. Our focus is the prize. The more a bot can hook us, the more valuable it becomes. Whoever's controlling those bots, they're playing a high-stakes game.
You know, it's funny. This reminds me, I got into it with this one account, super into crypto, like really into it. Knew all the jargon, even seemed to have some inside scoops. I was actually about to check out this new coin they were pushing.
Uh-oh, I think I know where this is going. Red Flag City.
Big time. I went back to their profile, and it was just too perfect. The way they talked, their profile picture, everything. Like a chatbot that mainlined a crypto dictionary.
See, that's exactly the kind of deepfake manipulation we're talking about. Now, scale that up. It's not just some random crypto bro. It's bots pretending to be, I don't know, financial gurus, celebrities.
Politicians, even. And these bots have been trained on, like, mountains of data, so they know exactly what to say, how to sound convincing.
Right. They play on your emotions, your hopes, your fears, all to nudge you toward a decision that benefits them or whoever's pulling their strings.
It's not even just about losing money in some scam, though that's bad enough. It's the trust thing. Pretty soon, you can't believe anything you see online. Every post, every comment, you start questioning it.
And that's the real danger here, right? It poisons the well. Makes it impossible to tell what's real, what's connection, and what's just code designed to trick you. More division, less trust, and that spills out into the real world.
Man, this is heavy stuff. Okay, so the problem. Bots could be evolving in ways we don't get, and the potential for bad stuff is huge. What do we do about it? Can we even do anything?
I don't think it's hopeless. The stuff you sent, it actually had some ideas, maybe a starting point at least.
Lay it on me. After that trip to the digital dark side, I need some optimism.
For one, better bot detection. Got to be able to spot these things, these wolves in sheep's clothing, you know?
Sounds good, but how? Some of these accounts, they're so good. How do you even tell?
It's tough. A constant arms race.
Yeah.
But there are ways. Analyze their posting patterns, look for weird stuff, like maybe they always post at 3 a.m., use the same phrases over and over, or the writing style's just a little off. Ironically, we might even use AI to help us spot other AIs.
So it's like our digital immune system fighting back, but I'm guessing that's not enough.
Not even close. Next, we need the tech companies to, open up a bit, be transparent. Right now, we're in the dark about how they're building and using AI, especially the bot stuff. More honesty about what they're doing, why they're doing it, would build trust.
Yeah. If you're messing around with tech, this powerful tech that could reshape everything online, the least you can do is be upfront with people.
Exactly. And lastly, we got to talk about ethics. Like, seriously, what are the rules for bot-human interaction? Where's the line? When does a bot go too far?
It's like we invented this whole new species, these digital beings, but we forgot to write the rule book on how to live with them.
And we need to figure that out fast. Because, and this is where it got really interesting in the research, even those super smart AIs, ChatGPT, all those, they might not be intelligent the way we think about it.
Hold on, what are they doing then if they're not thinking?
They're more like really, really good pattern matchers. They can process stuff, write text, even code. But do they get the meaning behind it all? Not really. No context, no understanding of nuance.
Yeah,
not like us.
that's kind of a relief, honestly. But the research also said AI needs to develop more like humans do to actually get smart. What does that even mean?
It means you can't just feed AI tons of data and expect it to become a person. You need systems that never stop learning, that crave new info, new experiences, systems that are cool with making mistakes, just like we do.
So don't play it safe. Take risks, experiment, maybe even surprise us with how creative they can be.
Exactly. And, those bots running around on social media, those might be the very first clumsy steps towards that, bumping into us, learning how we react.
It's like we tossed them in the pool, and now we're watching to see if they float.
And here's the kicker. Every time we interact with them, every like, comment, angry tweet, we might be accidentally teaching them.
So we're all part of this giant AI experiment, whether we like it or not. That's kind of cool, but also, whoa.
Right. It shows how important all that other stuff is. Transparency, ethics, deciding what role we want these things to play.
Because now it's not some abstract tech talk. It's about the future of how we talk to each other, learn, understand the world.
And that future is being written right now with every interaction, every algorithm. It's kind of wild when you think about it.
Well, I'm way less annoyed by those spammy bots now, more curious about what they might teach us.
Me too. If anything, this deep dive showed us one thing. AI is going to be way more interesting and maybe way weirder than we thought.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go double check my privacy settings, maybe have a little chat with that bot that keeps showing me those cat videos. Who knows? Maybe it's the start of a beautiful, slightly unnerving friendship.
Just remember, learning goes both ways.
It's funny. We've been talking about AI needing to be more human to really get smart.
Right, like that next level we always hear about.
Yeah, exactly. But it gets me thinking, all this bot evolution stuff, are we talking about actual intelligence or just like really good mimicry? Is there even a difference?
$1 million question.
Right.
And honestly, it's not an easy answer.
Yeah.
But one of the things that struck me about this research was its focus on how learning happens for humans and maybe for AI too.
Okay, so break it down for me. How does that work?
Think about a little kid learning. They're not just memorizing times tables. They're exploring, testing stuff out, messing up constantly. We learn by bumping into the unexpected, the stuff that doesn't fit neatly into what we think we know about the world.
And that's what's missing with most AI now, right? It's all about patterns, predicting, staying in the lines of whatever data it's been trained on.
Exactly. Now, picture AI that's like cool with coloring outside the lines. Always wants new info, new experiences, even if it screws up along the way. Yeah. That's when it gets really interesting.
So less playing it safe, More like encouraging AI to experiment, take risks, maybe even surprise us with how creative it can get?
Now you're getting it. And think about those bots we talked about, the ones running wild online. Maybe those are the first baby steps of this kind of AI learning, right in front of us.
They're encountering all the messiness of how we act, the weird turns conversations take online, and they're figuring it out as they go.
Exactly. It's like we tossed them in the deep end, no floaties, and we're watching to see what happens.
So are we helping or hurting with that? I mean, every time we like something, comment, even rage tweet at a bot.
We might be contributing to their education, yeah. For better or worse.
So it's like this giant AI experiment, and we're all lab rats without even realizing it. That's kind of cool, but also, whoa.
It is kind of wild when you think about it. And it shows, again, why this transparency stuff matters. Ethical guidelines, deciding what role we even want AI to have.
Yeah.
Because we're shaping it, whether we mean to or not.
Yeah, it's not just some tech industry debate anymore. It's about the future of how we talk to each other, how we learn, the whole shebang.
And that future's being written right now. Every interaction, every line of code.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling way less annoyed by those spammy bots and more.
Yeah,
Curious about what we can learn from them.
me too. If this deep dive showed us anything, it's that AI is going to be way more interesting and maybe weirder than we ever expected.
Well, on that note, I think I'm going to go double check my privacy settings. Maybe have a little chat with that bot who keeps recommending cat videos. Who knows? Maybe it's the start of a beautiful, slightly unsettling digital friendship.
Just remember, learning goes both ways.